Hey guys, so today I have an awesome, juicy topic for you. And this is something that I have personally struggled with, and that's emotionally unavailable relationships. They suck very bad. Okay, so why do you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men? Even if you're successful, you're smart, you're self aware, you're emotionally intelligent. So why do you keep ending up with men who can't fully show up for you? You attract the ones who ghost, breadcrumb, shut down, or leave you, and they're inconsistent and they leave you feeling anxious while you give and wait and hope. Is this ringing a bell? It does for me. It's not because you're broken and it's not because you're too much. It's because something deeper is running the show. In this video, I'm going to break down why smart, powerful women keep attracting emotionally unavailable men and how to stop repeating the pattern for good. You are not broken, my love. You are stuck in a pattern. Okay? You know better, but you still feel drawn to the wrong kind of love. You know the pattern, right? You meet a guy, he's not really interested in you, but you work really, really hard to get him to see you as someone he wants to be with, trying to prove that you're the most attractive, smartest, successful, funniest girl. Okay? Instead of just being like, okay, he's not into me, there's 8 billion people out in the world. Why would I be so overly concerned about this one guy? And instead, we try harder to prove our value and get him to choose you. Okay? Attraction is often rooted in familiarity, not what's healthy. Okay? So the environment you grew up in determines what feels familiar to you now, even though, like, consciously, you're going to say, Phoenix, I don't want that. Okay? It's what feels familiar to you. So that's what you're gravitating towards. Okay? Your nervous system may confuse emotional unpredictability with connection. Again, it's what you grew up with. That is your normal. So your nervous system is being pulled towards what is normal to you. Emotionally unavailable men feel familiar. Number two, if you had an emotionally distant, inconsistent, or critical caregiver, this feels like home, even though it feels like shit. Okay, it comes from early relationships where love was conditional, inconsistent, or tied to your performance. Your nervous system learned to be love, I have to give, fix, please, or earn it. Mine was my grades. Okay, the only way I got acceptance in my family and acknowledgement was grades. So I had to have perfect grades. And then if I had the perfect grades, everything was okay. I had to meet that high level of performance just to survive growing up. And it wasn't even love, it was just acknowledgement. Okay. So you're replaying childhood dynamics, hoping for a different ending. This is called repetition compulsion. We're picking the same type of person over and over again with a different face because we're unconsciously hoping to heal what happened to us in childhood. And this keeps us repeating the same painful patterns. You may be unconsciously trying to earn the love you didn't receive. If you had to prove or earn love as a child, you're doing the same thing now in your relationship or with men. You weren't just loved for being yourself. Okay, when I was a kid, I became a perfectionist and a pleaser to survive my family. And then, of course, this is going to follow me as an adult. Things don't change just because you're an adult. Okay, they just get entrenched deeper and deeper. It's the mask you use to survive the world, life at large, your job. If it worked for you as a child, it's going to keep working for you. And that's just who you become. Like I was stuck in this rigid role. I didn't know how to get out of it. And it felt so suffocating. Like I just wanted to scream. And it wasn't until my life just reached a fever pitch of intensity from a very painful narcissistic relationship through hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that I was able to break free from that role and reclaim who I actually am and end the people pleasing. But it was through a significant amount of, I had to continue to develop my self awareness and to choose to do what was scary as hell and broaden my comfort zone because everything is scary. Because what perfectionism is a way for you to avoid rejection. If you're always perfect, you avoid rejection, right? But I was just so exhausted. I had to be on all the time. And it was a great cost to my energy, to my mental and emotional health. And something's got to give. You just get burnt out. And that can't go on for the rest of your life. It's going to severely impact you on all levels, as it was me. So, in a relationship, I thought I had to be the perfect partner, the perfect wife, the perfect cook, the perfect everything. Everything I did, I just had to be perfect in order to be successful in that relationship. I didn't know how to just be me, to show up as me, because I was so used to playing this role and doing what was expected from me. I tried to earn love by sacrificing myself, by pleasing and accommodating him while ignoring my own needs. Okay. Number three, anxious attachment and overgiving equals the perfect trap. When you feel your guy starting to pull away, do you try harder to get his love and attention and you give even more? Do you confuse effort with intimacy? So, do you work really hard hoping to bring him closer, but all it does is exhaust you? And all it does is pushes him away. It's not going to bring him closer. When someone's chasing after you, you're going to want to run in the other direction. But we're not like consciously doing this. We feel afraid. So then we start to come on a little bit stronger because we're scared. Fear is running the show. That's what's going on. Are you addicted to proving your worth through love? So I thought if I worked really hard and showed him how smart and funny and attractive I was, that he would want me and love me. But what this means is your identity and value have become entangled up with being chosen, needed, or validated in our relationship. Instead of receiving love freely, you feel like you have to earn it by all of your doing, giving, and pleasing. It shows up like this: you overgive in your relationships to feel needed. You try to be the perfect partner to avoid rejection, like I did. You suppress your needs or your voice to maintain connection. I did that. You stay too long hoping love will make you feel enough. I did that. You tie your worth to how much somebody else wants you. I did that. I can say 100% I have experienced all of these. Okay. So you think maybe if I do more, maybe I'll finally be loved the way I deserve. Okay. Healing means learning to separate your worth from your relationships. They need to be completely separate, and start believing in your mind and consciously feeling it on the core level inside of you. And what I mean by this is you feel that it's true. It's not just something you're telling yourself, but we have to start incorporating it into our actual nervous system so that it feels true, so that it becomes a new belief. And that is that love is something you deserve as you are, not something you have to earn or prove that you're worthy of. Number four, how to break the pattern. So let's recognize the emotional hooks that make you want to chase. And let's stop calling it chemistry. Emotional hooks are psychological patterns that feel magnetic or irresistible, but are actually rooted in unhealed attachment wounds, especially anxious or disorganized attachment. So this would be emotional neglect, inconsistency, or abandonment as a child. We've been taught that this pull is chemistry, but in reality, it's your nervous system reacting to something familiar, not something healthy. Nervous system responses that confuse connection with chaos. And what this feels is you feel instantly drawn to someone, even though they're inconsistent and emotionally unavailable. This would be a hook. You're drawn to someone, they don't text back 5 days after a really amazing date, and you want to try harder. Okay? You feel butterflies that are actually anxiety, not alignment. Your anxiety, that is your nervous system. The less they give, the more you want to prove yourself. And you become obsessed with getting them to choose you because it mirrors an old wound. It's like, why do I want him the moment he pulls away? This is what I'm talking about, people. We've been taught that this pull is chemistry or a soul connection, but it's your nervous system reacting to something familiar, not something healthy. It's not love. When you start recognizing these hooks for what they are, emotional triggers, not evidence of a deep connection, you take your power back. So we start to unhook ourselves emotionally. We also need to learn to regulate our nervous system. So peace feels good, not boring. I remember when I ended a narcissistic relationship about 5 years ago, that the emotional detox that I experienced was so intense. And I was retraining my nervous system that life just felt so intensely boring because I was so used to chaos and drama, constant arguing, constant conflict. Was that I was like, okay, boring is good. Boring is good. And it felt horrible. Boring is where it's at. Okay. Boring is actual peace. I really need you to know that and get that. So, all these guys you think are boring, you need to take a look again. Okay. That's what we're looking for: consistency, peace, showing up, presence, transparency, honesty. Those are the things we're looking for. And heal your attachment wounds. Rewire the part of you that believes love is earned so you can get the safe, soul connected love you deserve. And rebuild self trust and your identity so that you no longer chase to feel chosen. You can choose yourself and know who you are and what you want, and start attracting exactly that instead of attracting the same things you've always had and you get stuck in this pattern. Okay. Love isn't supposed to feel like a roller coaster. Real love is safe, it feels good, you feel expanded, you feel like anything is possible. That's what we want to look for. I recently did a podcast about the 10 things you need to look for in your forever guy. Check that out. That's really important when you start transitioning from emotionally unavailable people and or toxic people. I've experienced both. That we have to train ourselves on what love actually looks like and feels like. You don't have to keep chasing love that doesn't see you. When you start healing the part of you that clings and chases after people who make you feel not enough and not worthy, and start loving yourself warts and all, you open up a space for love that's mutual, real, and emotionally safe. Okay? Comment below if you've ever felt addicted to someone who couldn't meet you or see you. And hit subscribe if you're ready to stop chasing and start feeling chosen. Grab my free guide below that's going to help you start learning to stop chasing forever permanently. Isn't that amazing? I remember when I made the decision, like I was never going to chase after people again. It was so freeing. And I was able to wake up and start noticing the patterns where I continued to be around others that I felt not enough and not worthy around. I would just show up and expect a different result. And I was hoping, okay, well, maybe this time that I'll feel seen, I'll feel heard, I'll feel valued. But I never did because there was nothing wrong with me. These people were stuck where they were. Okay. I outgrew those relationships. So you don't have to stay stuck chasing and clinging to people who give you more of the same, who just make you feel bad. Okay. You don't deserve that. Just Mom says real love is most commonly referred to boring or safe. Yes. Okay. It doesn't mean enjoyable. It doesn't mean not fun or having like not having adventures. It means consistent. It means it's like a warm, soft blanket. That's what you want to look for, not the excitement, the intensity. Okay. That burns out. That's not what we want. It shouldn't feel like an intoxicating whirlwind. That is not safe and healthy love. That starts off really intense, and those people may give you a few nights of the best ride of your life. Okay. But is that lasting love? No, it is not. Do you want lust or do you want love? Looking for love means knowing one, what to look for. And that's what I talk about in the podcast. You're not supposed to have these extreme highs and lows. That's a roller coaster. We don't want a roller coaster. So if you're tired of attracting men who can't meet you and you're ready to understand why it keeps happening to you, I've created something for you below. Check it out. It's going to show you why you keep struggling in love, even though you're smart, self aware, and successful. It breaks down these hidden patterns that women stay stuck in toxic cycles of love to show you how you can finally feel safe, chosen, and secure. Just click in the description because you don't have to chase love anymore. You can stop repeating the story that you were told you're not enough. So, have you experienced love that you feel clingy and you want to chase this person, even though mentally you're like, yeah, this isn't giving me what I want? It's like you can't help it. And what have you learned from this video now that you can apply to your life so that you stop doing that and you can start breaking free from that pattern? A big realization for me was noticing how I felt around people. Really, really waking up and being aware. And that has to do with being in your body, not in your head. Being in your body. Okay. Here's something beautiful. When you learn to connect to your body, you learn to trust yourself. You start awakening your mind body connection. Your mind body connection is like this amazing alarm system that we have developed over thousands of years. Okay. That lets you know when something bad is about to happen. And guess what? Your intuition awakens. So it's like all this happens when you begin to feel. So it is not a good trade off. Okay. Stay in my mind. I think I'm safe, but I'm really not, because how much shit do you really have control over? Okay. Or actually be present in my body, feel what's going on in there. That's going to give me lots of information. If I should stay, if I should go, if I should get the hell away from this person, if I should continue to be around this person, even though they're boring, which is good, right? If I should set a boundary, I'm getting more information, which is actually my intuition and my inner wisdom. And I start to trust myself. Like the trade off, it's like comparing cubic zirconia and a fucking diamond. Like there is no discussion here how important it is until you start feeling what's going on in your body. You're highly, highly limited to the things you can do and the things you know and your ability to take care of yourself. It's like you're just handicapped. Really, you're handicapped. Thank you guys for being here. If you have any questions, let me know and grab that guide below, because you deserve a love that feels good, that feels safe, that feels nurturing, that helps you grow in the best way possible and brings out the best in you. Because the opposite, toxic love, which isn't love, it brings out the worst. You can become the badass you've always wanted to be, punch fear in the face, and live life on your own terms. Bye. Till next time.